Hello guys, hope you are all well. Today I'm going to be filming a tips for dealing with depression and anxiety, as that's something I deal with on a day-to-day basis, and I thought perhaps my tips might help influence your life somehow if you deal with these issues. So I got inspired actually. I've watched a couple of videos explaining tips for dealing with depression and anxiety, and I thought I'll give my own perspective on it and my personal ways of dealing with it. So one of my first tips, this is a very unusual tip and it's not really aimed at dealing with anxiety, but I drink lemon water every morning when I get up. Lemon water is supposed to aid with the function of the body, and I'll put a link below of the good effects it has on your body. And I drink this every morning. As soon as I get up, I boil the kettle and I go wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I go make it. I bring it upstairs while I'm getting ready, I drink that, and then I eat breakfast 30 minutes after, so it actually works. I find drinking this in the morning makes me feel more alert, it makes me feel happier. Obviously it's lemons, so it's a fruit, it's just aiding better, days. It's aiding you to feel more alert, more happier in yourself. It's feeling good about yourself, your body, you're not feeling sluggish, it's refreshing, and I find it really helps me a lot, which is something else I'm about to go on to, which is healthy eating. I struggle with this because I find that when I'm stressed or feeling down, I comfort eat all the time, which isn't good. I find that I want to snack on things like chocolate, pizza, and just foods that make you feel really uncomfortable, but the lemon water is one thing that I drink every day to make me feel better in myself and my body and how I feel. It has numerous great effects, and I also find peppermint tea does the same for me. It makes me feel alert, it makes me feel good, and I drink this throughout the day. It has the same effects. I'll put a link at the bottom so I can show you what the good effects of both peppermint tea and lemon water are, so perhaps this is something you could do in your day-to-day life. And I'll put instructions on how to make the lemon water and how to actually make it beneficial for your body. A second tip of mine is when I'm going into a situation or I'm facing something in a day where I feel particularly anxious or stressed about, I tend to listen to music, because music is my huge comfort, it's my huge passion. I love all kinds of music, there's something for every mood. There's a song at the moment from Fifth Harmony called That's My Girl, and I really like it. It's basically all about girl power and it makes me feel motivated, it makes me feel good. I think listening to songs that make you feel good in yourself is just a mood lifter in itself. It eases you, makes you feel comfortable. So I love listening to music. I'm thinking about making some playlists on Spotify, perhaps for different kind of moods. I don't know if that's something that you would like, but if you would like that, then please comment below and I shall do that. Another way of dealing with anxiety is doing more things that you love. So if you have a passion or a hobby that you love to do, for example, I love doing this. This is something that I've wanted to do for a good couple of years. I'm trying to get into a routine of doing weekly videos to start with. And if I do anything else, then I'll expand when I get into it. But this is something I love. Obviously listening to music, I love watching music videos, I love learning and understanding about people's music. So I watch a lot of interviews of bands and artists and things like that. I also love to watch a good TV series, perhaps the night before if I'm feeling particularly down, to make me feel better. My Madfat Diary is one of those things. Finn in it is absolutely beautiful and the whole story makes me feel better. Friends is another one because that's an instant mood lifter. Another good tip for dealing with anxiety and depression, I find, is adult colouring. I actually bought an adult colouring book. I bought one for me, I bought one for my dad, and we got one for my mum as well, which was something we were all going to do together, and some colouring pens. And I find that just sitting there colouring, it's really therapeutic, and it eases the mind, the stress, the awful thoughts. So if I just need to relax, that is something I will do. Another tip that I've got is getting some fresh air at least every day, whether that be going for a walk, going for a run, going for a cycle ride, going out shopping, going to the shop, something just to get the outside air in your soul. And sometimes I feel like not going outside because I want to hide away in my house and not do anything, but I find going outside actually helps me. I think it's important when you have anxiety and depression is to make sure you have a social life and don't introvert yourself into becoming someone that doesn't want to socialise, doesn't want to talk to anyone, doesn't want to make friends, doesn't want to experience new things, because being like that doesn't help at all. I've been in that situation last year, when I left school. I actually got into a bad habit of not going outside very often, staying in my pyjamas all the time, not socialising, and becoming really introverted in myself and sitting in my bedroom all the time, sleeping in all the time, and that does absolutely nothing for you. So I've tried to make it a habit now of where I go outside and do things, or at least try to have a social life in some format. This is probably actually known to you, but I think getting a decent amount of sleep is another thing. I think when you're tired or you're exhausted, it makes the anxiety worse. So getting enough sleep is really important for yourself. I think generally when you have something like anxiety, everyone has it for different reasons. Personally, mine is social anxiety. So I find that going into new places, meeting new people, going to places that I don't have certainty on what the environment is going to be like makes me very uncomfortable, and so I kind of hate or despise unorganised things, so unorganised crowds. I absolutely love concerts, and when people find out I have social anxiety, they're like, why do you love concerts? And I'm like, I love concerts because I love music, I love how it makes me feel, and they're like, how can you deal with the crowds? And I'm thinking, well, it's organised. You sit in your seat, everyone's in a designated seat, there's no one pushing each other around, it's not in your face. I really thoroughly enjoy going to concerts. I've been to see One Direction twice, Jealous once, and 5 Seconds of Summer, and I saw Coldplay this year, and they were all amazing, and I love them all so very much. But I shall not fangirl in this video. Another way of dealing with it is recognising the issue instead of trying to avoid the thoughts, but also consider, why do I feel like this? What is it that is making me feel anxious, and how do I progress into feeling more comfortable or knowing how to deal with it better? That's another tip that I have. I'm still coming to learn this because I try to avoid it at all costs, and sometimes I'm terrible because I try to avoid situations that make me feel uncomfortable in myself. But I would recommend just trying to understand the underlying issue of your anxiety. Why is it there? But it's there, but how can I deal with that? So recognising what the issue is. Personally, my issue goes back well, to my childhood. I used to get bullied a lot. Oh god, the dogs are barking. yeah, it goes back to my childhood. I find that the reason why I get so anxious for social situations is because I worry about how people perceive me and what their impression is of me, whether they're judging me. I used to get bullied a lot for my weight. I got it in primary school, I got it in middle school, and I got it in high school. And I just couldn't wait to leave school. It was a miserable time for me. I got into bad situations, but that's another story. But it's recognising what the issue is. If you are actually interested to hear my story, then be sure to comment below, and perhaps that could be a video for another time. But those are some of my main tips for dealing with anxiety. I will comment my tips below. I will put links for things as well, such as the colouring books, and if you're interested, comment below about the playlist for Spotify, and I shall do that as well. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry, can't get my words out. I'm sorry if this video was very bit confusing, wasn't coming out really accurate or organised. It's because it's a bit of a difficult topic to talk about. But if you enjoyed this, please give a good big... What is wrong with me today? If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of me, then click that subscribe button, and I hope to see you again. Comment below what your favourite tip is. If you're going to try any of my tips out, I would love to know how you find them. So be sure to let me know on my social medias, which are linked below, so if you'd like to follow me, you can. But thank you for watching. Bye!